If you are going to catch a husband at the ball, you need all the help you can get." She sighed. "Thank you, Poppet, for your faith in my desirability. Louisa would be an exceptional catch for any gentleman." Maggie pulled a hairpin from her clenched teeth to secure one of Louisa's chestnut-brown curls. And yet, she silently lamented, thus far the gentleman had failed to agree. Louisa's parents had raised her to believe in her own worth. She was clever, she loved to laugh, and she was pretty enough that Mamma's friends would occasionally comment on it. But she didn't possess the kind of beauty that would make a man cross the room, much less convince him to overlook her flaws. She discouraged more than one would-be suitor with her free opinions and straightforward manner. In the Ward family, the 3 daughters were encouraged to read and learn and speak their minds in equal measure with their 3 brothers, a difficult habit to break. Tonight, she must try. If she could snare a wealthy husband, one sufficiently generous to pay Papa's debts, the Ward family could remain in London. If she failed, they would be forced to leave within the month. Not to live in a charming cottage in the Cotswolds or a sleepy village in Surrey. Oh, no. Papa's sole employment prospect would take them to the Isle of Jersey, of all places. Jersey. It might as well be 1,000 miles away. "I tell you," Kat said, "this marrying scheme is balderdash. If I were the eldest, I'd be carrying out a different plan tonight." Maggie sighed. "We've discussed this. Murdering the Duke is not a plan." "Of course it isn't," Kat replied. "Murdering the Duke is an objective. A plan requires specifics. A concealed pistol, a hidden dagger, poison-tipped darts." "Shortbread," Louisa suggested. In retaliation, Kat gave her arm a savage pinch. "Promise me one thing." Maggie tied an emerald-green velvet ribbon at the base of Louisa's neck. "If you were invited to display an accomplishment tonight, please do not recite scandalous poetry." "Byron isn't scandalous." "Well, not terribly," Louisa reconsidered. "Very well, I'll play the pianoforte." Maggie winced. "Never mind, recite the poetry. Keep to Milton or Shakespeare at least." "Milton at a party? Good Lord. And don't blaspheme." With a sigh, Louisa rose from the dressing table and moved to the full-length mirror. She corrected her posture, smoothed the ivory satin of her gown with gloved hands, and spoke to her reflection. "I will carry myself with quiet grace. I will give every appearance of a docile, compliant bride. And I vow it, I will hold my tongue." Kat flopped onto the bed with a groan. "We're doomed." Her little sister was right. In one way or another, Louisa was doomed. She had always expected to marry for love, to be courted by a gentleman who admired her for her mind and spirit, not despite them. A gentleman whose intelligence and principles deserved her admiration in equal measure. Someone who loved her for herself, not for what society wished her to be. It wasn't a duke who'd be murdered tonight, but Louisa's own hopes of a loving marriage. And the man holding the sword to her breast was the cruel, heartless Duke of Thorndale. Oh, how she loathed the man. Louisa glanced at the lump of burnt shortbread. Perhaps she ought to give it a try, just in case. If some ancient Scottish superstition had even the slightest chance to save them, who was she to decline? Before she could reach for it, however, their younger brother Harold called up from the bottom of the stairwell. "Louisa! The Carvilles' carriage is here for you." It was time. "Try not to look so glum," Maggie said. "It's nearly Christmas." "Lucky for us it is." Kat propped her chin in her hand. "Because this family needs a miracle." Chapter 2. Louisa's pulse quickened as she entered the Carville House ballroom. How she would miss this. The lively music, the company of friends, the holiday scents of nutmeg and evergreen in the air. Most of all, she'd miss the atmosphere of excitement and possibility. There was nothing like a ball to make one feel alive. She prayed this ball wouldn't be her last. As soon as they could safely escape, she and Fiona withdrew to a corner of the ballroom. Upon Louisa's arrival, they'd exchanged